Welcome. Today's lesson is part 2 on identifying clovers. We really aren't going to be identifying clovers. We're going to identify some other legumes, vetch for one, and then we're going to take a look at a bean class or from the pea family to help you identify those three as well. So let's get to it. The first vetch I want to look at today is a common vetch. A common vetch is a much more robust looking kind of plant. Notice its leaves are blunted at the end, kind of broad shouldered, if you will. And if you take a look at the node, that's where it bears all of its flowers, right on the node. And of course, here's another shot of it right at the node. And again, look at the shape of the leaflets. You'll notice that they're much more bold and are cut off kind of at the very end. Here is another shot of looking at all the flowers as they come off of the node. Besides IDing vetch primarily just by its leaflets as well as the flowers, obviously you can do it also by seed. The one on the top is purple vetch. Notice how purple it is, and also the nice, what I call bright white smile. Now the one below it is a little bit more dull in its color, and look at its smile. It's kind of dull. It kind of reminds me of purple being, for instance, royalty, and royalty can afford dentists, and they can have nice white teeth like this top purple vetch. Then on the bottom, when we have the common vetch, you'll notice it's kind of more dull, and they can't afford the best dentists, so they have dull teeth. So that's kind of my best way of trying to explain the difference between a purple vetch seed and a common vetch seed. The second vetch I want to talk about, as you can see, is the purple vetch. It's much more narrow, a little bit more refined. The leaflets come to a point, and then also the flowers are on what they call a raceme. It's on one stalk coming from the node, but they're not clustered around the node. The raceme is a kind of a stem-like structure that holds the flowers in that kind of graceful appearance that the purple vetch has. Our next plant I'd like to take a look at is a peanut. Peanut looks very much like a vetch with the leaflets opposite each other on the stem. But you'll notice that they're much more rounded. They're not pointed or flat. The other thing that is interesting about this particular plant is if you look at underneath the leaves, you'll see a lot more pubescence. And as we take one last look at the peanut, that it grows more upright and erect and will form a shrub-like type of plant. Now we haven't seen the peanut flower, and this is an example of a peanut flower. It's yellow in color typically. Sometimes they're white. But what they do very uniquely is that once they start to mature, then what happens is a little stem called a pedicel, which will cause growth to happen, and then it kind of reverses direction and then starts going downward. These little white kind of stem-looking things are pedicels, and they take the mature flower and basically drill it into the ground so it plants it so other peanuts would come up. Here's what the typical peanut seed looks like. Everybody knows what it kind of is and what it looks like, and so this is another way in which you can identify peanuts. Well, there you have it. I hope this video has helped you out tremendously in learning more about the family of legumes that we have to identify in this contest. And I want to thank Anderson High School for sponsoring this particular video. Haley and Marie and Noel and of course Reese, they were just tremendous in reminding me and being patient with me to make sure that we got this thing done. So thanks, ladies, for doing this. We really appreciated your support. If you want to see more content like this, please like as well as subscribe. But don't forget, leave comments in the bottom of some of the things that you'd like to see to make you a better judge. So thanks again. We'll see you at the next contest.